This is gonna be like 4 episodes covering one fight. Like, I tried watching the anime because Skeleby is super into One Piece. And I was like, wow, this is so drawn out. Probably have a much easier time reading the manga.
So, バタ足は面白かったけどね。じゃあ、そろそろ蹴りをつけようじゃないのさ。無駄毛処理券!
It does look like Dr. Frankfurter, huh? That is the worst outro, my god. I think I sent another one, but... Huh. I wonder if Oda forgot, or if there's anything I know from what other One Piece fans have told me, maybe he's gonna come back in like 12 arcs. It's just really obnoxious outro. I hate it when the only video you can find is like the most obnoxious one. It's like, wow, yeah, thanks. Aha. Maybe one day I'll leave prison. Yeah, from what I know about One Piece, I can't really count literally anything out of happening. Absolutely insane series. I kind of want to read the manga, but I'm obsessed with a few other things right now. Specifically Chainsaw Man, which is one of the best series I've ever read. I finally like caught up at least to where the scanlations have caught up to. If I had the money and space to collect the physical volumes, it would be insane. I would love to have an art book or something. I'd like to even just like pick out a volume to keep around just to look at. Hmm. Dang, you actually have the volumes. I wonder how much you could sell a full set for. It's one of those things like, I mean, if you ever had to make some cash and there's some used places near you, like used comics places. I'm always thinking about like collector stuff to sell. There's been a few times where I just sell my collector stuff to like get my meds and stuff. If it's annoying, sorry. I know some people are very attached to their collectibles, which is good because that's people I can sell collectibles to. Jeez, that's gotta take up so much space. I mean, if you've got the space for it and you've got the willingness to keep them around, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, and then if you ever have to, you can get even more out of them. Well, hopefully. Hmm. No problem, do whatever you gotta do. I'm very tired today. I ran a few errands and mostly I've been laying around catching up on Chainsaw Man. I'm being kind of stressed out because I have to go house sit for my dad this weekend, but I don't want to because I have like several other things to do as well. Just had to pick a busy weekend to go on a hunt. Better give me a bunch of wild meat again. Cats, what are you doing? What are you doing? Zooming around. How the heck are you gonna manage painting it yellow with no yellow paint? Mm-hmm. The thing, the stuff.
Oh no!
When evil rules all and awake.
Well, yeah, when painting with actual paint, I don't think you can make yellow, but if you're painting with like CMYK, you can use like red, green, and blue to create yellow.
Nope.
I love yellow as a bright contrast. My favorite color combinations is like yellow and blue. Good stuff. I just really like that song.
Who taught you how to do this stuff?
I learned it by watching you.
Wait, I mean to do that on the freaking flats later. He brought the mashed potato. I played Ocarina of Time, but it's the weirdest thing where I can't remember if I finished it. Like, I can't remember. Yeah, I'll keep that there actually.
Get away from me! Don't touch me! Get your slimy souls off me!
Ugh, I'll never fall asleep with the sun beaming into my face.
You thought some plastic blinds would protect you? Pathetic!
You need a Manta sleep mask. A Manta sleep what?
Mm.
This cool sleep mask to block out the light and keep cool in the heat. Whoa, cool!
Did
They
it?
even have these little indents in them so they don't push on my eyeballs. And I can easily adjust them. How premium!
What? No!
That's right. There's a sleep mask for everyone. Collect them all and get the sleep you deserve. Use the promo code TERMINAL to get 10% off yours today. Thank you, Manta Sleep Man.
Curse you, Manta Sleep Man!
Fun way to do an ad spot. I like it when they have fun with them at least. The only reason I would get something like that is to see if it helped when, occasionally I get like a really, really, really bad migraine where all light and sound are painful. But like, for some reason it's worse to keep my eyes closed, so I want to open them. So if there's like enough space to comfortably open my eyes but still be in complete darkness in the middle of the day, that would be nice. Yeah, I really like that guy's everything. Very funny.
That's pretty neat. I don't want to do this no more. No!
Celebratory bonging. Let's save this one. Thudding sounds.
Welcome to Drawfee, where we take dumb ideas.
But that pugs are pause.
It is.
and make even dumber drawings.
I made.
Pause. Okay. Everyone. Go. I need to try my own OCs more. And I maybe I could do eyeball. Bro, me too. Going crazy club. Woo! Do that. Hmm. We're all mad here. I can't remember much of what Keyblades look like. So it's more of a warm gold. Are you looking for more of like a I guess a yellow gold? There's different golds. I really like bright yellow and orangey golds. And rose gold. I'm a big fan of gold. Gold and like deep blue is like the fancy version of yellow and blue combo. Very, very good, tasty, good stuff. Pink and gold is like my favorite taggy color combination. Mm-hmm. Pandora. Where's my kitten? Pistachio, what are you doing? You zooming? You got the night crazies? Hmm? Hmm? Let's help how the eyes work. It's close enough. Mm. They kind of looking this way. This is the way of cats. Just be a little. Hmm. Mhm. I don't really consider it spamming because videos are so far apart. Yep.
I can string your beads for you.
Miss Via?
Give what back?
Yandara. Mi offende? Garama! 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 Garama!
I wish Chakra helped me during a fight.
Please give us lots
No.
of shards for the quest.
Crispin?
What reward?
Aww. This is cute. Yeah. Fucking relatable. Right. The moment I, Pokemon eyeliner tier. I'm gonna put this on in the background because it's funny. Oh, wait, yeah, I forgot to like that.
Eyeliner. You know, some people have one
Just a
signature
second, I gotta,
eyeliner that
just a second, buddy, I gotta go back and get that, like, because it's funny. Yeah, when I first learned that we could play as Hornet in the new game when they were starting with it, I was like, when the promos came out, I was like, I don't feel like I'm cool enough to be Hornet. Now when I finally played the game, I was like, I see, she's been severely nerfed, because that is literally the only way anyone could actually play Hornet.
eyeliner. You know, some people have one
I forgot to put juice in my
signature
water bottle,
that just gets them through all their life. Some
so I went to
people
take a sippy and I
have
was like,
repertoire
whoa.
of eyeliners. And one thing that people don't understand is that there's this misconception that there's only one or two ways to do eyeliner. When in actuality, the only right way to do eyeliner is your way. Makeup isn't standardized. Like, there's so many different ways of doing makeup. Sometimes people don't get it. Sometimes people do. Sometimes somebody does something out there and then suddenly it becomes a trend and suddenly that's the right way to do makeup. No, you're supposed to just play around with makeup. And eyeliner is one of those things that I guess we take for granted, Some people go their whole
Thankfully,
life
it's at
without
least a
figuring out
pleasant
what
jump
their
scare.
eyeliner shape is. Anyway,
It was
one of
very
my
sweet.
moderators and also a fellow creator, Comic Core,
They
sent
gave me a
me this
coupon for
link
free
to
juice
a
again
tier
over at the
list
Smiths.
of Pokemon
So
eyeliner.
I was like, hell yeah, free juice.
So
I
I
got free
modified it a
cranberry
little
juice.
bit, and we're going to be looking at eyeliner in 3 different ways. Some of
I
the Pokemon are
mixed
going
it
to be
with
put in
apple
elevated,
juice.
some of them are going to be put in snatched, and some of them are going to be put in she got
They
that
didn't
liner
have crayon
on.
apple.
Elevated is kind of like the
It's
mothers
fall,
of
baby.
eyeliner. They not only do something for the eyeliner story as we go through the entire national Pokédex, they introduce concepts that you will see are like used later on. They do interesting shapes, they do interesting things, they push the envelope. Snatched is for eyeliner that is very intentional, looks really good, but isn't necessarily breaking boundaries. It's just like a sickening eyeliner. And then She Got That On is for eyeliner that is kind of an afterthought. Like everybody knows, I feel like people who get into like drag and makeup and cosplay and stuff like this know, but eyeliner is sometimes required to just tie the look together. You know, you have a fierce wig, fierce top on, fierce dress, skirt, pants, whatever, and then you have a bare face. It just doesn't work. Adding a little bit of eyeliner just helps to make everything look equally dramatic. She Got That Liner On is for the girls who are just using eyeliner to help express the drag fully, but the look, the idea isn't about expressing a snatched liner look. Does that make sense? You know, my channel, like, I just really sit here and I'm like, does anything I say make sense? But then you show up and say that it does, so I hope this one makes sense too. Let's figure out of the entire national Pokédex, which Pokemon has the best eyeliner. Starting off with the Pidgey line. Back in the 90s, she really was trying to be ahead of the curve with the graphic liner. She puts it onto the side, and I love this, like, blocky look that's sort of like diffused out, blended out, probably with like a sort of nice jet black eyeshadow. That's really interesting. I like that with Pidgey. Moving on, you can see she kind of tries to tighten it up a bit. As we all know, the journey of the eyeliner, it's different for all of us. I like what Pidgey was doing. Pidgeotto, I don't really know if I like it that much. What's cool about Pidgeot is we get a mixture of both eyeliners with this. Not only is it the same sort of like clean line shape that we got with Pidgeotto, but it's back to being graphic. It's back to being like diffused out at the edge, and it goes all the way down to the neck. Pidgey is elevated. Pidgeotto, she got that liner on, and Pidgeot, I'm going to say is snatched. Hitmonlee is the first of this sort of liner shape that I've noticed. It's the liner on the inside and a big block on the outside to make the eye look more enhanced and fierce and big. I'm going to say, in general, Hitmonlee got that liner on. Zapdos is interesting too. Zapdos, as you can see, does it all the way at the bottom and then angular out to the side, but nothing at the top. This is very masculine. You know, a lot of cosplayers, when they want to do a more masculine eye, they'll draw it more rectangle, and they'll
yeah, the like anime
emphasize
guy
that, like,
eye.
outer rectangle moment. It's still snatched up. You know, an eyeliner is always going to snatch it up. That's why we love it. I'll say that Zapdos is snatched. The Totodile line takes a big note out of Hitmonlee's book. As you can see, Totodile, Flintstone, and Feraligatr, they all have the same liner shape. This isn't an eyeliner conversation. She's got it on for sure. I'm gonna put this whole line and she got that liner on. Let's talk about the Hoot Hoot line. This is graphic, this is fun, this is really, she's feeling it. Let's say this one together. 1, 2, 3.
Elevated.
Now Noctowl, she goes more into the brows though here. As you can tell, she's still very much like a visual queen. She's just using different makeup techniques to tell a different story. It's still a very advanced technique, but the liner's taking a back seat. She got that liner on. I really like Misdreavus because I feel like we have the same face shape, and I like to do my liner a little bit like her. You know, sometimes I like to bring it up a bit, but it mostly comes out to the side. And I think that, you know, she's got a heavy brow. Like, literally, like, look at us both. We both have, like, the same face shape. I appreciate this. I think this is a really cute and demure on her. I like it. I don't know. I'll say it's snatched. No, actually, she got that liner on. Because I'm looking at the snatched and the elevated. She's not really doing, like, a big liner moment. She's got it on. Steelix is kind of cool because you would think from zooming in, you would think that he's kind of copying Totodile, kind of copying Hitmonlee, but this is a big graphic outer liner, and it's just making the face look more you know, bold, and that matches the steel type. This is cool. This is very complimentary to Steelix. If we were to remove it, I don't think his eyes would look as fierce. I'm gonna say that Steelix is snatched. So Weavile is very much a fan of Douyin makeup, very much likes to look at the Xiaohongshu girls on Pinterest. The girls who get it. That string of words that I just said is probably sounds so alien to some people, but the girls who get it. And we can see it in the Weavile iterations. As you can see, Weavile, the original form of Weavile that we had gotten originally, she's trying that like sort of drawn on liner. I'll say that it's snatched, just A for effort. But as you can see, she's fully figured out her face shape, as well as like how to execute it with like she still has that sort of graphic, almost alt look to her.
They
but
did
it's
a pretty interesting
more smoother in its execution.
character design kind of video.
I'm gonna say that Hisuian,
Like, I know it's
Weavile
jokey,
is
but
elevated. Larvitar,
analyzing the
far
eye
away,
shapes
I
of the
was gonna say
Pokemon
that
is
she
actually
got
really
that liner
interesting.
on, but look at that. Y'all see it, right? That's a cool way to use her liner. She's doing a wing, but like right on the outer part, she's doing a triangle down. Not only is that giving like a little bit of clown core, but it also gives like a little bit of warrior. It has this sort of feeling as if you have like a scar over your eye. I like Larvitar's eyeliner. I'm gonna say it's elevated. I feel bad because like the raccoon eye can be somebody's look, and I don't want to take away from that. But I just think like for Celebi, I don't think that this is her look. Like, am I the only one who feels like Celebi isn't really exploring her eyeliner journey more? It's cute. Like, we love Celebi. Like, she can pull anything off because she's like that pretty of a girl. But like, I don't know. I'm gonna say that Celebi got that liner on. I'm not really feeling it. Okay, so let's talk about Shiftry. And this is really fun because I love when I mention something and I immediately see the pattern coming up after. They are utilizing the same sort of guy liner that Steelix had, just really focusing on the outside. As you can see, it's tight lined a little bit, especially in that inner corner, but the outside, that rectangular shape, that is really cool. I love to notice that for Shiftry. Let's be real, Shiftry is snatched. Aaron, another raccoon eye moment. Aaron having like the holes all over its body is the reason why I'm hesitant to say that she just got it on. This matches. It's almost as if like if we were doing a makeup look with this, right? And we wanted to do like an Aaron Kajinka, an Aaron cosplay. We could like do like beauty marks, almost like Lady Gaga's mole moment with a raccoon eye. It would look really, really crazy, but it would work for the concept because that's Aaron's concept. It's a bunch of beauty marks with a bold sort of raccoon eye to match the sort of patterns and shapes that you're creating. I'm gonna say that Aaron is, this is elevated. This is elevated. Illumise is, I like the purple liner, the purple lavender liner. She likes to dip into like the sort of colorful liners, like the NYX girl. She's like a NYX girl, you know? The hair, the shoulders, the legs. She matches the liner to it. And I always say this, I like to think that when you do like a bigger makeup moment, it's only complemented by adding like hair, adding hair accessories, adding costuming and stuff like that. And makeup can help to tie it all together. I think that's elevated. A little bit goes a long way with her. I always call this Carvana. I'm not gonna look up the correct way to pronounce
I also
this
always call it Carvana.
I don't know. I like liner. Like if we're talking about liner, I'm gonna be like, oh, I like it because it has liner. I'm not feeling much. She got that liner on. Now Sharpedo, this is a fun liner, because this is a liner that only works for her. Y'all ever see those girls on Instagram or TikTok, wherever you see them on YouTube, and you're like, God, how do you, your makeup is so unique and it looks so good for you, and then you try to do it yourself and it doesn't work? That's because that's only hers. That's only her face. That's only her mug. Sharpedo, that's only her mug because she's what? A shark, and it's the Gill eyeliner. That's so cool. Sharpedo's elevated. Whoa, this tier list is really crazy. Okay, so Lunatone. Oh, I was gonna put Lunatone and she got that liner on. I was gonna put her in the bottom tier. But look at how she takes the raccoon eye and she follows the bridge of her nose down to the lip. That is crazy. And only she can really pull that off. I'm gonna say it's snatched. I'm gonna say it's snatched. Soul Rock is fun. She's doing like a sort of Twiggy moment. I like Soul Rock. I'm gonna put Soul Rock in elevated. Soul Rock has always had like, before even talking about eyeliner, because some things like they pop into your brain, some things are shown to you and you're like, oh, that makes sense. Like, why haven't I talked about that before? But even before that, I've always identified that Soul Rock had like an eye look. Crawdaunt. She got that liner on. At this point, we're starting to see it, right? Phoebus. She got that liner on. Chapette. I like a raccoon eye that's a little bit more like, if you're going to fully line all around the eye, that can really go crazy. And some of us can't pull off a fully lined eye. Like, I can never pull off a fully lined eye because I have very, very heavy features and it just adds another layer of heaviness. When I do my liner, I try to focus on parts that I just want to enhance, parts that I want to nudge into a little bit more fierceness, but my features are already
quite naturally fierce.
but Chapette has very light features. She's got a very like even planed face. So adding that like harsh raccoon eye helps to tell the story that she is a very spooky girl. Like if you took the liner off here, she would look like a cloth. But the eyeliner, the raccoon eye, is actually really useful for her. And as opposed to just doing like one big circle, she tightens it right in the middle just to make sure that you know she is going to eventually become a doll. I'll say that Chapette is snatched. Honey. I knew that my first game, being Sapphire, was for a reason. You know Kyogre has a sickening MUA Instagram profile, and you can only book her if she feels like working. You know, like she does like an under eye moment and she's got that sort of like editorial look. And then she has the upper lid pungent, almost orange red. I like that. Kyogre is elevated. And you know what? Groudon takes the guy liner that we were seeing with Shiftry and turns it into like a full moment. Both Kyogre and Groudon are elevated in my opinion. This is big. This is big. When we think about the eyeliners of Pokemon, Generation 3, we always knew it because like Wallace and Juan and just the Pokedex and everything, there's something in the air about Generation 3. You know, there's certain generations that just feel particularly girly pop. You continue to dig, and you continue to find more and more evidence of that. Kyogre, giving you graphic, colorful, artist sort of MUA. Groudon, giving you like dark alt guy liner, but elevated MUA. And then we have the classic winged, sharp, fierce. Because that's a big winged liner. Like this is Ariana Grande liner times 10. I think for the trio, it just only fits that all three of them are elevated. Deoxys kind of has the same liner. It works. I don't think that this is an example of elevating the liner per se. It's a good example of how when you find your liner shape, the limit stops existing. I'll say that all of these Deoxys are snatched. Moving on to Generation 4, let's talk about Turtlehead. Turtlehead is obviously copying Kyogre. I think they both have like a similar shape, you know, similar face shape, and they're definitely a fan of Kyogre's MUA Instagram. She got that liner on. Chimchar, now that we're this deep and we're in Generation 4, I think that we can start to see patterns, stories. This is definitely a child of Illumise. And honestly, with the lack of colored liner that we're seeing in Pokemon so far, I do think that Chimchar opening up Generation 4 like this, like on her first evolution, posing with the liner, yeah. It's
cute.
All right, Luxray. Luxray's whole aesthetic has always felt quite androgynous. I could see like a fierce diva running a Luxray. I could also see like a very macho guy running a Luxray. And you can kind of see that with like the bottom outer look with, you know, it's similar to Shiftry, similar to Steelix. It's also like kind of colored and diva for that. And the red contrasting with the yellow of the eye, and also the red being the only hint of red with the nose on the entire sort of look. Yeah, it makes it stand out. I think that this is another example of a little bit goes a long way. I think Luxray's elevated. That's very fashion to me. The interesting thing about Misdreavus is like she's just kind of emo about it. Like I don't think that she's a makeup girl per se, but she's like really emo, really seen. She gets the pencil liner, puts it on. She got that liner on. Let's talk about the skunks. It looks fleshy to me, you know? She's doing more of like a natural look in a way, you know? Because the other colored liners, they're big, they're punchy, they pop. I'm gonna say that this line, she got that liner on. All right, so the Garchomp line, second evolution and the third evolution, both use liner. You know, second evolution, I'm gonna say she got that liner on, but I really do think she's found herself in Garchomp. She's got a very droopy eye. She's got a very heavy brow. But instead of like trying to be the kind of girl who's like, you know, trying to change her face shape, she's using it to create a very unique liner. Like that liner is like droopy. I don't think it's necessarily elevated, but it is snatched. So the Toxicroak line, I think, is Raccoon Eye done right. First evolution, she brings it up in the outside and the inside. That's fun. And then in Toxicroak, she keeps it, but then she like adds more shape. It almost feels as though, you know, like, I love following like a makeup artist, and you can see they have like sort of signature things that they do. And as time goes on, they add more things to it. And it doesn't necessarily make sense. There's no science to it. There's no like rhyme or reason to it. You're like, oh wow, this works. This just works for you. And I see that with Toxicroak. I'm gonna put both of these in elevated, in my opinion. Finneon. This is sickening to me. This is cute for Finneon. I'm gonna say that Finneon this is really like one of the only looks that look like this. This is elevated, yeah. So Mantike has a crazy liner look. Raccoon eye with a bottom two lash. I don't know if it's elevated, but it's fun. This is snatched. This is definitely snatched. Okay, so the actual Weavile. She loves that like sort of liner moment, but I honestly think that Hisuian Sneasel is the superior version of this. I'm gonna say it's snatched. Dialga and Palkia, they got that on. Regigigas, you know what? Just because they have 6 eyes doesn't mean that I'm gonna give it to them. You know, they just have it on. Regigigas in design is sickening, don't get me wrong, but they're not an eyeliner girl. They just have 6 eyes to put eyeliner on. They got it on. And you know what? It's the same with Giratina. Giratina, however you pronounce it. All 3 of them kind of have a similar eye shape. It's just like a sort of just line the eye. They got it on. It's fine. I'm seeing the same thing with Darkrai. This is just lining the eye. It's fine. She got it on. She got it on. When Snivy evolved into this form, there was something about her that we knew she was getting. Something was changing. This is something I notice a lot with like a more natural girl. Taking it just slightly out can give this like look of like an eyelash. Like when you look at it from far away, it does look like she's got like a little bit of an eyelash, just like kind of, you know, she's just got long lashes. This is snatched. Zebstrika. Yes. I've been waiting for a white liner. It looks like lashes in a way, but it's just like painted on. This is so pretty to me. And she's the only one to do it. I'm gonna say that Zebstrika is elevated. Honktor. I don't know. I just want to say that he got that on. Yeah, she got that on. Zoroark. This is cute. It matches the nails, it matches the hair. This red contrasting with that blue really draws you to that fierce blue eye. Now at this point, has she elevated this story? Is she the first one to do this? No. It's snatched though. Now Hisuian Zoroark. Oh honey, she said she wanted me to attract you to the color story.
Hisuian Zoroark is so
you know,
cool
looking at it multiple times and being a creator now and talking about Pokemon so many times, this is really one of the best Pokemon designs ever. Let's be real. It's just like wispy up cat. But she's got darker liner tightening the outer part of the eye, right? That's just enhancing the shape. Then she adds some color to match it all in with her color scheme. And then she enhances it further with some white on the outside. This is a triple eyeliner moment.
You woke it up.
I'm going to say this is elevated. For the Haxorus line, I'm not seeing anything new. She got that on. She got that on. We've seen these shapes before. She got that on. Pawniard. You know, it does match a lot of the shapes. It's a very round, but at the end of the day, she got that on. Vullaby. Vullaby's eye shape is quite interesting.
Vullaby's so freaking cute.
Almost like that sort of upturned cat eye moment. Like a lot of people like a very straight cat eye that just like sort of swoops up. A lot of people actually like the like upturned moment. It makes it look like you have like a dramatic like sort of upturned lash. It's kind of fun for her because she does kind of have like a silhouette and a disposition that's like very bouncy and stuff, and it gives it like a much more cartoony look when she's like batting her eye and it's like, ooh, I've got big eyelashes.
Watch out.
God, look at she knows that she's eating it too. This is just the liner, so that's like what's really cool about it. It's just liner. It looks like she's got big bushy eyelashes. but it's a liner. Like that's, yeah. So I'm gonna say Vullaby is snatched and Mandibuzz is elevated. Yeah. Okay, so he got that on. Virizion is a really beautiful creature. Very beautiful creature. But she got that on. Reshiram. Is this conversation really about the liner? This is a drag queen. Like, she's doing a look that's not about the liner. Like I was saying, sometimes you need the makeup to tie it all together. She got it on. All right, so Kyurem. I like this. It goes out just a little bit. And considering the fact that Kyurem has to like, it has this like feeling of being like an unfinished Pokemon, almost like a zombie in a way. You know, that's always the feeling that I've gotten. And with the eye sort of missing like a pupil, it makes it feel as though it has no gaze. But then adding that like little wing to the outside makes the gaze feel like it's even more absent. Maybe the gaze isn't absent, the gaze is far off. The gaze is not necessarily looking at you because of this like sort of dead-eyed zombie look, and adding that sort of extra elongated sort of lash liner cat eye moment makes the gaze look even farther off. I don't know. I feel like a few people are going to get what I'm saying, but that's what I feel. So I'm going to say that Kyurem is like surprisingly snatched. So the Talonflame line, I'm appreciating this conversation. I really am, because Fletchling and Fletchinder, I really like this yellow liner. What I like about Fletchling is it's just like a bare yellow. Like, I mean, it works for her. It works for her. It makes her look brighter. It makes her look more punchy. It makes her look, that bright yellow adds like a sparkiness to her. Like, you know how electric type, all the yellow adds a sense of energy to it. That little yellow wing makes her look energetic. And then we still continue the story, and it's a little bit more fiercer. She's becoming a little bit more discerning, and you can see it with how that yellow is now shaping the eye a lot more, shaping her gaze a lot more. Oh, that's cool. She's kind of like remixing. She's doing that Kyurem bottom line with the wing out in her signature yellow, and then further enhancing it with like a very graphic wing going out. This looks like very airplane, you know? And it works because she's a flying type. I'm gonna put Talonflame into elevated. I'm gonna put the other two into snatched. Gogoat. I don't know. See, because the thing is like at this point, a lot of the girls have tread the ground to create shapes like this. That inner corner going into the nose is kind of cool, but I feel like I've seen this before. She got that on. And y'all know I love Skrelp, but she got that on. And you know what? Looking at Gogoat to Skrelp, I'm going to say that Gogoat is snatched. Yeah, because Gogoat's doing a little bit. The Dinosaur Boys, I forget their names in all honesty. They got that on. They look sickening, but they got that on.
Dinosaur Boys.
And then the Aurorus line being their companions. Your first evolution, I'll say, is she got that on. Second evolution is kind of fun because the liner does seem to go out and in. Like, obviously when I'm talking about this, it's obvious that like they're sort of creating shapes and with some sort of artistic magic. They're creating shapes and dimensions and stuff like that. But if we're thinking about this in just like an eyeliner conversation, it does look like the liner goes in and out very far. And that's very fun for her face shape. But what I really like is that icy, droopy little triangle at the bottom. That's little bit goes a long way with that. I'm gonna say that that's snatched. Hawlucha is fun because Hawlucha's whole thing is supposed to look like a mask, and adding the orange with the black on the inside makes it look as though he has a mask covering his eyes, almost casting a shadow. This is a really fun use of liner. This is like very much like transformative type of drag moment. We've always thought that Hawlucha has had a little bit of like drag king to him, what with him being like a wrestler and luchador, which is just very adjacent to drag in my opinion. The girls who get it, get it. I'm gonna say that Hawlucha is snatched. I didn't come into this thinking that this would be like a more historical, progressive evolution of Pokemon eyeliner, but I just think that like, you know, one girl does it and then the artists make the other girls do it because it works. But one of them had to be the first, and I just feel like we have to give credit to that. Litten's second evolution, I mean, do we want to say that the top is a liner? I don't know, because that just feels like a sort of headpiece, like a mask headpiece, because like, is it considered liner if it's coming up to like this part of your head? Some queens do that. I don't think that she's doing that. I'm gonna say she got that on. All right, next up we have Brionne. Oh, this is cute. This is cute. I mean, just off the top of my head, I'm thinking like Mandibuzz, and that was That was a while ago, so I don't know if she's doing anything new. We love Brienne, don't get me wrong. I'll say this is snatched. Salazzle is a diva, very, very fierce, but this is kind of like Reshiram, right? She needs that sort of sickening, very thin, but very articulate, sharp liner to just add to the lines of her silhouette. Like, it goes up at the eye, it goes up, honestly, on the head, it goes up here, it goes up here, you know. Even though it does feel like she's just outlining the eye, this is just snatched. Just in the vibe of it all, it's snatched. This is adorable. This is cute. I love this. This makes me want to go into my makeup right now and just add like a little pink triangle. It's just cute. Only really, really cute girls can like get away with this kind of stuff. I'm gonna say this is snatched. Steenie is snatched. Okay, Galissapod. Kind of looks to me that they're wearing a face mask. Like this is the fascinator on the face. I'm trying to focus more on the eye. Very interesting eye shape, but it is technically, actually, you know what kind of liner this is? This is actually very Trixie Mattel in the sense that the entire lid, the entire eye, everything, jet black out. It's not a raccoon eye, but it's a very, very, very thick liner. I'm gonna say it's snatched. I would say that she got that on because it does just outline the eye, but the intensity makes it snatched. Silverly, she got that on. Turtonator. She got that on. Little silly hearthead, Jangmo-Oh's baby version, got that on. Now, Pheromosa, I think that this isn't a liner. I think that she has a tight line because everybody knows that when you do like a fake lash, it really helps to tight line to make sure that it doesn't go too crazy. And it doesn't look like you have like bare lid with like a fake lash on. But the fact that the sort of black line of Pheromosa's lashes go over the eye, it adds a sense of dimension that doesn't make it look like liner anymore. It looks like a fake lash. I don't know how she ended up in this conversation. She got that on. That's just a tight line with a fake lash. Scorbunny does like a sort of like a very boyish, manly pop, masculine liner. But I like that it's like blue. It's like a navy blue, and it doesn't fully like do the chunky rectangular look. It does retain like a very rectangular look, what with it enhancing the fact that it's coming out of the bottom. But it's very fashionable at the same time. It's not a liner that just outlines the eye, that just enhances the shape. It adds a little bit of extra to accessorize the look. So that's snatched. Scorbunny is snatched. Inteleon, surprisingly, just got that on. This is more of a cut crease look. This isn't a liner, this is a cut crease. Inteleon got that on. And I know a lot of people don't like Inteleon. I thought that Inteleon is always sickening. I've mentioned this a year ago in the Girly Pop tier list, but if you're here now, just a reminder, Shiny Inteleon is where it's at, but she just got that on. Nikits. This is a fun one. This is a fun one. And I immediately want to do like a clown core Nikit look. Block out the brows so that way you can draw on that sort of like almost Pierrot style brow. And then you do like the big liner. Like now that you have all of this lid space, you can do that big liner to help add like all of those round shapes, because the line of the brow goes up this way, the line of the eye goes out that way, and it's all very swoopy and it's all very chunky and big. You can almost do like white lashes on each side to sort of also take into account that they have those little sort of white marks there, you know. I like this. Nikits, I mean, especially in Gen 8, like that's very elevated, right? So between Zacian and Zamazenta, I'm gonna be real, I've made content for years on Pokemon and I still can't remember the difference between them. So let's talk about, I think this is the Pretty Girl Sword Dog, right? This is fun. It's a thick line. It does look kind of like a warrior. It gives the sense that they have like a mask on. Like that line does add like depth, right? And then the enhanced version is just an extension of that, and it actually does show a mask. I'm gonna say Pretty Sword Dog Girl is, I'll say snatched. Then Shield Dog's liner is actually cooler to me. You see how it comes out at the bottom and up? Like I consider that liner because it's still extended, like that part of the eye where it is eye lined, right? And then it's still connected and comes out. And then like the sort of scar effect coming up, it's all very connected and cool. That's cool. I'm gonna actually say that's like a very graphic and advanced eyeliner. I'm gonna say Shield Dog is elevated. What's its transformed look? It's kind of the same. Yeah, I'll say that's elevated. That's elevated.
Shield dog.
Pretty sword dog girl.
Okay, let's talk about Zarude. This is fun, and honestly, this kind of looks like a butterfly eyeliner, if you think about it. Now, I know that this isn't necessarily what they're going for, but that's what it looks like to me. I think that that's snatched. So Sneasler is an extension, obviously, of Hisuian Sneasel. I still think Hisuian Sneasel looks better. It's snatched, though. It's not like she just got it on. It's snatched. She's doing that bottom Doyen line. So Overquill, it's cute. She just got it on. We've seen color. We've seen color. We have seen the bottom line. It's just outlining, but it's a beautiful, beautiful color. But she just got that on. She got that on. Bombardier is interesting because this is a shape that we've seen before, but I feel like Bombardier manages to make the eyeliner one of her main draws. Goes up and it does that sort of swoopy thing that we had seen with Vullaby, but she like rounds it out and creates like a thickness at the end that makes it look more decorative. And that's the thing about Bombardier that's always been a thing to me, is she looks quite decorative. I'll say it's snatched. It's getting harder when you get to this generation, Gen 9. This is actually really beautiful. Onto Titan, this is really beautiful. I like it a lot. I'm gonna say it's snatched. It's snatched. Aluza, she got that on. Let's look at Farigiraffe. Yeah, so this is a very simple liner, but she is a fashion girl. What was her
got an
trainer?
evolution.
Tulip. You know, Tulip, of course, Tulip would have a Pokemon that has like a sickening line and lash. She looks like a model in the face, she really does. I'm gonna say this is snatched. All right, let's talk about some Paradox Mons. So Great Tusk, at this point, Generation 9, at the tail end of the National Pokédex, she got that on. It does what it needs to do. But there were girls way back in the day that she's taking pages out of their book. Now, see, this is a colored liner from Screamtail that is a little bit different. I like this. This is fun because this reminds me of a look that Ariana Grande did, which is kind of more of a cut crease that Ariana did, but this technique is what I'm talking about here. Using a color that very much matches the base skin tone, or it matches the base that you're going for. You know, like, because, you know, some people do like a colored base like blue or green for like cosplay and stuff like that, but using a color on the liner that is just a hint lighter or darker than the base can add this cool effect, because in this day and age, every makeup tends to be very dramatic these days. So doing something that is still dramatic but using colors to like sort of trick the eye to still have a dramatic shape, because this is a very dramatic wing. It starts like very much at the midway point of the eye, and it comes out and it swoops out very much like Nickit does. But the coloring is what actually makes it really unique. I like that. I think that Screamtail is elevated. Moon Girly. This is something that we've seen before, but it is snatched. This is really pretty. This is snatched. Dude, the Paradox Pokemon really love an eyeliner moment. She's doing the same thing as Great Tusk, right? I'll zoom in for the girlies on their phone. She's doing the same thing as Great Tusk. Come on now. She got that on. Ooh, the list is getting bigger. Sorry. They are zoomed out a bit. Sorry. Fluttermane is the first time in the lineage of Misdreavus that we see eyeliner actually have a little bit more intention than just lining the eye. I do think that when you take a moment to add a little bit of a wing at this point in Generation 9, I feel like around Generation 6 or 7 is when we started to like feel this out. Adding a little bit of a wing it takes you a little bit further. It's not elevated, but she is in snatch territory. This is a fun one. Slitherwing. Just the top line matching with the fiery red, orangey fiery red. It looks like flames. We've seen this before, but it's fun to see, especially in the Paradox conversation. It's like the Paradox girlies aren't really given the way they need to every now and then. This is more like Moon Girl. So this is Snatch. This is Snatch. Her, Fluttermane, and what's her name? Sandy Shocks is fun because she technically has like 3 eyes, but like it's an amalgamation of different Pokemon put together. So they like each of them only has 1 eye, but the girl at the top with her 1 eye is doing something fun because it looks like she has lashes on each side, but it's like 1 Cyclops eye. That's fun. Like this is something that we haven't seen before. Maybe because she's novel in her face shape, it makes it easier for her to tell a story. But like there's other Pokemon that have like weird face shapes too, and you don't see them trying liner out. Like who said that you can't try liner out? Like this is what I'm saying, is like makeup, there isn't a right way to do makeup. You just have to figure out how to do the makeup that expresses yourself the best. I think that Sandy Shocks is elevated. I love Walking Wake, and I think some of the girly pops are sleeping on her. I think this is a fun, sickening dinosaur aesthetic. I would love to see a queen or king, drag king, queen or king, or just drag persona in general, try to like do this look, because the ways that you could take this are so crazy to me. Maybe it'll still look monstrous and people won't get it, but like, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but doesn't it look like she's wearing like bootcut jeans? Anyway, when it comes to the liner, she just got it on. It's just something to help enhance the drag, very much like Reshiram. She got that on. So for Koraidon, she got that on. Fezandipity. Okay, so I think what it is the orange part. The orange part for Fezandipity, I want to say, is the liner. The whole look, don't get me wrong, is sickening, but like, what we really love about Fezandipity is he's using the lashes in a way I've never seen before. The lashes go all the way out to like past my green screen, and that's really cool. The orange liner, it helps to enhance the drag, but it's like a little bit above she got that on territory, so I'll put him in Snatched. When it comes to Ogerpon, I am realizing that my initial reaction to Ogerpon needs to be adjusted. It's giving kawaii, almost like Gyaru liner, where it's like puppy dog, where it comes down and it comes down and out, and it gives this sort of like droopy round shape. But what I like is that like it tight lines with black to help create the shape, but then they switch to this really sickening cute green, and it matches the eyes. It makes the eyes look brighter, but it still adds more shape, more drama, more fierceness to the entire serve. I'm gonna say Ogerpon is elevated. Gouging Fire. Now, I can't tell it. This feels more like a mask to me, but we're going to focus on the green. It's a pretty green, but this feels like more like a mask to me, I guess. So I guess we have to say that she got that on. And that is the tier list. It's really interesting how even this deep into it, we still find new ways to like appreciate the design of Pokemon. And when I see stuff like this, it gives me ideas as a creative myself. You know, like I really like makeup, I really like video editing and stuff like that. So looking at how the artists use the concept of eyeliner, it gets my mind spinning too. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope whatever you're up to next time goes by super, super well. Thank you all so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Good video. Yeah, sure, I'll watch this person. It's pretty fun. Who's your favorite psychic type, girly pop? Welcome. Welcome back. Personally, I like how Maggie's like face markings or eyeliner or whatever looks like it kind of makes her look like, or maybe it's just because of my interpretation because of what I know about the character, but it makes her look like one of those chicks who's like trying a little bit too hard with the makeup, so it kind of fits her personality, you know? Kind of makes it look like she's really tired, but like trying to be cute, or at least sexy for hot wolf guys. Yeah. So it's a reference to magpies, and then also Makes her look just a little bit trashy, which I think is charming and good for the character. Yeah. It's like, oh shit, you just look that way all the time. Oh, it's smaller. gotta save this for later. Thought I did for later. Damn it. YouTube's been really weird lately, or sometimes the bars aren't loading in and stuff. Where's this one? Oh, of course it didn't. 5 days ago. Watch that later. How long it been? Cool, I got like around 15 more minutes. Try to do as much as I can make myself do. I'm having a pretty good time drawing little repetitive background details. So I really like little background details, but I'm having trouble working on it. That sucks. I have a lot of trouble with consistency drawing my own characters or just drawing one character multiple times. Though I don't really have any more long-running comics or anything like that. I only do short comics. Just drawing, like, one character or animal or anything multiple times is hard. Hmm. Huh. Live action? Ah. The live action one that... All I know about it is that a lot of people hated it, but if you make a live action adaptation of anything, a lot of people are gonna hate it.
Everywhere I go. It's for the One Piece. What is that?
I think I got for Usopp. Robin? As long as they keep it goofy and silly and wacky, I think everything will be fine. I think I only remember that people didn't like it. I was confusing it because there were a lot of really, really annoying ads on Tumblr. They did like a whole ad campaign, and it was so annoying. That's all I remembered. I was thinking about the ads. Yeah, I actually don't know anything about reviews of the actual series. I just know that there were a lot of really annoying ads and everyone got really tired of them. At least at the parts of the internet that I was on when the ads were coming out. I hope it's good, though. Yeah, I'm sure some fans like that. I'm sure some fans are like, why do they not make it not be goofy? Great guy to play Mihawk there. Maybe I'll check this out to see this person's... I guess, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out to see if, oh yeah, it's impossible to do the things they do in the manga. Those characters do not have, human proportions and facial expressions. They're purely cartoon creatures, so that would be impossible to do in a live action. That's good. I hope it's a fun time. Did my pen die again? Damn it. I gotta sign off soon anyway, huh? Yeah, I don't know if I'll check it out, but I'm just gonna try to read the manga more and see if I like that. I do like how wacky and stupid One Piece is. There's just a crazy wild time. And I like some of the characters. I don't know how much I'll get into it, but... I can't remember who Garp is. I haven't gotten much into the series. Alright, I forgot about that guy. Like, I remember watching some of the anime, and by watching, I mean putting it on in the background while I did other stuff on my laptop. Mostly just remember that Usopp's my favorite character. Is my favorite crewmate next to Luffy. I like Luffy a lot. Mm. Mm-mm.
Out of your way.
Oh, nice. Ew. No, we're not on the balloon, damn it.
Not bad, boy. Not bad. That was...
This. I think if they're gonna, have Luffy have his stretchy powers, they're gonna have to use CG. And, like, his powers honestly would be really gross if he was actually, like, using them in live action. So, honestly, I think that's pretty accurate. I think I'm not personally too into live action remakes of animated things, unless they got like something special going for them. Unless they do something like really interesting with the fact that it's live action. Mostly because I kind of got tired of like. There's like a lot of people who still think that animation is for like kids only, that real adults need like live action for some reason, So I just kind of got tired of, there's so many live action remakes of things. And I'm like, the animation was fine. Why bother? It looks like at least they're not making it a gritty live action yet. Because I got, like, I remember liking a couple of the gritty live actions. I was like, haha, this is fun and edgy. And then some of the live actions I was like, God, they're just trying too hard. It's annoying. It looks like they kept it really, really silly and goofy, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, it's a battle shonen. They're fighting and stuff, so... Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, because Buggy can separate his body parts.
What have you done to me? Cut you down to size. One Piece will never be yours. You're just a sad, lonely little boy wearing another man's hat. Oh my God! Whoa! No! Wait! Bazooka!
Oh, how I hated looking at that.
This is our fight. Until we find the One Piece. And become king of the pirates.
Don't tell me you actually believe in him.
I don't need to. He believes in himself.
Where's Straw Hat?
I'm so used to hearing Gomu Gomu no that hearing Gum Gum was actually like, what? Gomu Gomu. That's fun. They got stuff for the long time fans. Oh, I forgot about the snail phones. I can put the... just use this for now because my pen needs a charge. I'm sure my pen's...
Mihawk, did I catch you in the middle of something?
Just killing some time. What can I do for you, Vice Admiral?
I have a request for you.
Who's the quarry?
A young upstart named Luffy.
Doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Oh, no. Don't underestimate this one. He's a wild card.
One moment.
Wilhelm Scrumped.
Time I ended this.
You killed my men, destroyed my fleet. Why are you after me?
You woke me from my nap.
Then allow me to make it permanent.
And in frickin' English and everything.
Such a disappointing final gambit.
Or since I saw Mihawk in the anime, I was like, I love this fucking edgy goth bastard. Oh god, I hate that. I hate that.
Vice Admiral.
Oh god.
You've piqued my interest. Where am I headed?
East Blue. Sandus region.
That tiny glimpse of the snail was terrifying. Yeah, where the fuck was that hell creature? No, damn it, let me go back.
Is there a bit going on right now?
I don't know.
I am
Harry laughing is
Brendan
making me
Morgan.
laugh.
Go
I feels
back.
like there's a bit
There's
going
like,
on.
yeah, I'm seeing a.
I wasn't looking at first. Back, pause.
Mihawk, did I catch you in the middle of something?
Why won't it let me pause? I don't want to see Mihawk's handsome English edgy ass face. I want to see this terrifying thing. Jesus Christ. It looks like it has Furby eyes. Yeah, making those things from the manga live action, they're definitely as creepy as I would imagine. Well, it has eyes that look like Furby eyes, but also like human eyes with the giant eyelashes. The facial hair, like I know it's matching this guy, so they have the same facial hair, but the facial hair, I really hate the textures of it so much. And the teeth and the lips make it just absolutely the worst. Great job. Hate looking at it. They did a really good job at something that I hate to look at. I also think the ones from the manga are creepy. That one's actually a bit wider. Okay. path like this. Okay, I'm gonna copy paste this one onto the last panel that's like this on the last page. And then I can sign off. Give me a second. Okay. Oh, whoops. Didn't realize that. I'll have to edit that later. Hold on. Hold on. No, hold, to me, there are some designs that stand out as being significantly more interesting, but this guy's character isn't, tall enough. Hold on. This is what all of Vivzi's characters look like to me. There are some standout ones. There's that ballerina lady with like the big paws. I like her. But otherwise, they all look like this to me. This is the base. And then you add some fucking hair or something going on. They all look like this to me. They're all very swoopy and very, very thin. They swoop, they go like this a lot, you know? They have a lot of these inverted parenthesis shapes, and they're all smiling. They're either smiling, or they look like this. Like that's they're all smiling, or they look like that. That's what they look like. All of them look like that to me. There are some standout designs. There's that one guy who's like an angel, but he's a douchebag. Adam or whatever, the guy who's like, you know, Adam and Eve Adam. He's interesting because he's like kind of like a jester shape, but still his face is like, oh, I'm crazy, I'm smiling so big. And there's the lady who's got the big paws. I like her. She's got like a ballerina and she's got these big stompy feet and she stomps around. I like her. That's about it that I can think of. And there are a couple characters with some body shape, but they all, like, it's either this or it's like this. And none of the character designs make any sense for what their, like, themes are. Like, I watched the pilot, and there's the one guy who looks exactly like this, and he has the hair that goes up. Is that Alastair? People talk about that guy all the fucking time. And he's supposed to be a deer. And I was like, what? Because he doesn't look like a deer, and he doesn't look like he has anything to do with radios, and he's supposed to be a radio demon. How exactly does radio or deer or anything get across in that design, and what do deers have to do with radios? I mean, they have antlers that kind of look like the, you know, like maybe transmission towers, maybe that's it, but the guy has his giant, stupid hair things, which I guess are supposed to be ears, and you zoom in real close, You zoom in so close, and he's got little tiny stick antlers that you can't even see, because the rest of his design is so overwhelmingly insane and badly balanced that he doesn't really look like anything. There's the one guy who looks like an edgy emo cat, and he's supposed to be like, what, some kind of noir, like detective or something? How exactly does that fit? None of their characters look like anything to do with what they do. The only one I like who's like, design makes sense for her job is, Charlie, the main girl, because even though she looks like this, I think like her more toned down design makes more sense, and also she's got like, you know, a cute little suit because she runs a hotel and she's a professional. That says something about her character. All of the other characters, I'm like, literally they just look like a pile of random characters in the same art style, which is just sort of edgy and swoopy, and I can see how a lot of people like the designs because they're kind of fun. But literally, what do they have to do with anything about what their character is about? Like, anything about what their character is about. It's just sort of like a pile of character designs that were sort of thrown onto a story instead of the characters being designed around the story. Everything I've tried to absorb from the series to understand why people like it, I'm just like, okay, well, I guess they like the story, and they think the characters are interesting, and they think they're cool, so that's why so many people cosplay them. But I'm just like, the disconnect between the characters and what they're supposed to represent and stuff like that is just like, it's annoying, and the characters are annoying for me personally to look at, except for Charlie and the ballerina lady. I like them. I like them a lot. I think they look cool, and I don't know what the ballerina lady's deal is. She just looks cool and is slightly different from the other characters. And Charlie actually makes sense for her, for what I understand of her role. That's why I don't like the characters. It's partly that I'm just not too into the art style. Like, it's okay, but all the characters just kind of look kind of samey to me. And also that they don't, like, what is the point of them? The characters don't seem to fit their character or their story at all. That's part of why I don't like it. It's just distracting, you know? Anyway, that's my ramble about why I don't like looking at Hazbin Hotel. Or Hell of a Boss has characters that I feel like are easier to look at, because they're like little hell demons, like cartoony little hell demons, and they like kill people or whatever. That's fun. I'm just not into it because they're still a little bit over-designed for me. Oh god, snakes, you stayed on topic. You're gonna die. Yeah, they all look like this. Yeah, it's swoop. It's swoopy. Swoopy, thin and tall, giant smile that goes up to the corners of the eyes. To me, that's what the entire series looks like. No, that's just literally what I ramble about literally anytime anyone asks me about why I don't like the character designs. Which isn't very often, mostly just, well, like, me and some other artist friends also complain about it sometimes, because, you know, character design is interesting to analyze. Yeah, and that's totally valid. Do whatever you want. It's like, your characters do seem to have some thought put into them for their character. They're all kind of jumbled up into one really crazy story, but, like, it seems like you do put effort and thought into the characters and their personalities and how their designs fit them, and some of them are, like, based off people you knew, so, you know. You put a lot of thought into stuff. I still think you're putting a lot more thought into things than the characters of Hazbin have had put into them. So, yeah, y'all have sent me some pretty cool songs. I think there are some pretty cool songs. I don't really like anything else about it. I can't even remember the songs. Yeah, that's why I'm not into it. Other people could be into it all they want. I mean, I really, really like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Little something you may have heard me talk about all the time, constantly, forever. There are a lot of people who really hate the art style and think it's ugly, which is totally valid. Because I understand that, because I think a lot of other art styles are just, I just don't like looking at them. It's all subjective. I don't know what the Demon Lords look like. Is that the owl guy who's like, he's based on the long-legged owl from the Ars Geisha or whatever, which kind of makes sense, but he's still really annoying to look at. So he gets negative points. The only character whose design I like from Hell of a Boss who I have seen is like the little short guy. The little short guy he's like a stumpy little imp or something. Oh, Stolas, yeah. I think he looks kind of dumb in Hell of a Boss. I mean, I probably would have thought he looked more cool when I was like an edgy teenager. I probably would have thought a lot of the designs looked more cool when I was an edgy teenager, but my tastes changed, and I still like some of the stuff I liked when I was an edgy teenager, but not all of it, you know what I mean? So I can see why it's so popular with teens, because, like, yeah, I would have been all over that. Yeah, that's probably the character. That sounds right. Okay, I'm pretty happy with those little pixels, so that's good. And I was able to get some progress in on this, although I have to fix this background later. Ugh. I gotta take a break. Ick. Get the hiccups, Jesus. I gotta take a break and finish the bowl of rice I have over here on the corner and do some stretches. And check my posture and drink of water and feed the cat. Ow, my leg. And eventually get the good sleepy times. What day is it? Okay, still Tuesday. God. Okay, I might have to go do something on Thursday. Then on Friday, I have to go... oh yeah, Friday and Saturday, I'm most likely not going to be streaming because I have to go volunteer at the Spirits Festival, which is going to be a lovely time. I hope. It's been lovely every other time I've gone there. Oh geez, dude. Yeah, get up and maybe do some stretches or, like, lay down on the floor for a little while and, like, you know, like, do some big back stretches. Sitting on the floor painting for 3 hours, which is something I have absolutely done in the past, that could make your, like, hips and knees and back real tired. So make sure to get up and do some big stretches and get some water and maybe change out your paint water if you need to, etc., etc. Okay, I'll stop rambling. Okay, good night.